Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking a class on data visualization in Microsoft Power BI. Power BI is one of the most useful and important tools you must master as a data analyst. Also in this video, I'm going to be incorporating AI, mainly ChatGPT, and how it can be useful for your data analysis work. Kindly sit back, relax, and watch this video from the beginning to the end because there's a lot more to unpack. Without wasting much of our time, let's get started.
Once you are clear with data cleaning, because data cleaning is like one major aspect you need to upskill very well. Because, like I've said earlier, sometimes, if not most time, your data will not come clean. Because you need to clean your data. You understand? So, and that's why I did that as the first point of contact for Power BI. So once you are not done with cleaning your data, everything is set and all of that, you can now start with the visualization or the analysis, getting the insights. This is what are the things that you're going to be doing inside Power BI. So these are all done in Power BI. Okay, you understand? Each and every one of them. So these are the things that you also be able to do at the end of the training, with the dedication and the commitment. Okay, so now before you say you want to do anything in Power BI, you need to first understand the data set and the business requirements. In fact, I think I've learned this the hard way in some of my interviews. So at the end of the day, not as if I didn't understand the question, I understand it perfectly, but I didn't understand that this particular question, I need to use this column or this row. So the reason is that I did not take my time to understand the data set very well. So if you can even spend like half of the time understand the data set, it's even better. So can you see my Excel screen right now?
Clearly.
Yes. So this is an e-commerce organization data set. This is a robust data set. And I like using e-commerce even because I've also managed e-commerce business. So if you remember in our first class, I said something about, if you want to do more in data analysis, if you can intern in an e-commerce organization, because there's a lot of data in that space. You understand? So now we have this e-commerce data set collected for a period of like 4 years for business that's into different categories, selling in a particular country, which is USA, and they sell for virtually all the states and cities. So we're going to explore the data set now. You understand? Like I said, you always want to know the data set you are dealing with first, column by column. Okay, so the first column is the row ID. You understand? So if I do a control shift down, so we have like approximately 10,000 rows of data, 9994 rows of data inside here. Okay, so this data again is collected. If I click on this other date filter button, we have like 4 years data sets being collected from 2015 to 2018. Okay, so this data, because it is mostly system generated, the chance of error or mistake is not existed, little to zero, error. So in a way, the data is clean. We don't need to do any clean work because the system generated. As you are submitting your data, is taking it in a database and arranging it as it should be. So the first column is row ID. So each row has a unique ID, which is serially. You can see this is serially from 1 to 9,994. Each row has a unique ID. And that is how you want to structure a data. Each of your row, you must give it a unique ID. Although not everybody, in fact, most people don't do this. But as a data analyst, that's what sets you apart. And you can generate an auto row ID, which is extremely simple to do. You understand? So it's something that you can just say, okay, 1, then you double click, then you get your rows. You understand? Then you click on the normal fill series and fill everything for you, A to Z. Okay, so that's the row ID. The second column is the order ID. So each order ID is for a particular order being placed, irrespective of the number of orders that is being placed. For instance, if you look at this row ID 1 and 2 now, you see that the order ID is the same. That means the person purchased two different items in one single order. In a nutshell, I go on Jumia and I ordered for a pair of shoe and I ordered for a t-shirt. So those two orders combined, they are in the same order ID. Now those two items combined, they're in the same order ID, but different products. So we need to put them in separate rows. So I must put the pair of shoe in one row, and I'm also put the shirts in another row, but they are on the same order ID. That's like the standard way of reporting. You understand? So this is the dates that the guy purchased the order. This is the ship dates that they want the order to be shipped. They can say it's different, like 3 days after. So this is the ship mode. If you click on this filter button here now, these are different shipping mode that customer use. First class, same day, second class, and standard. So for this guy, use a second class. This is customer ID. So each customer have a unique identity. So you can have like 2 or more customers bear the same name, but you can't have 2 or more customers with the same ID. So this ID is specifically for this guy called Clyde Gute. So you can have another Clyde Gute again, but it won't have the same other customer ID. So for all our customers that come and place order on our e-commerce business, they must belong to a certain segment. So you are either a consumer, a corporate, or home office. So this guy fall under the segment consumer. As you can see now, you can see it's consumer. So of course, the country is just one country, which is United States. So the guy is in Anderson. So all the two items should be repeated, but it's just one person. But the only reason why we have two rows is because the guy placed order for two products. So you can see the state is in Kentucky. Postal code is the same. So this is the region also. So we have like 4 different regions in the United States: Central, East, South, and West. So this guy from Southern US, and this is the product ID. You can see that this is where the differentiation comes in. That the product ID is different. This is N with 9, it's N 4 weeks. So now the category, we have like 3 different categories as a business. So you can either fall in the furniture category, office supply, or technology. That's the main category of business that we are into, that this e-commerce business into. So another thing is that after category, we now have subcategories. So for a category furniture, you can have like 4 to 5 different subcategories. The reason is because the products are too much, probably more than almost 2,000 different products. So we need to categorize them and we give them subcategories. If I click on the product name now, you can see that the product is extremely much. All these guys are product. So now, this category now, if I click on this filter, this category now, if I click on the filter, you can see that we have 3 different categories: furniture, office supply, and technology. So if I click on furniture now, we now have, if I click on furniture, we will have different subcategories. You can see that these are all furnitures. So under the subcategory, so we have different subcategories under furniture: bookcases, chairs, furnishing, and tables. Okay, so if I now click on bookcases subcategory under the furniture category, so you can see that we now have a lot of products. All these ones belong to the bookcases subcategories, many of them. Understand? So that is the idea behind categorizing and subcategorizing in our products. Okay, so I'm going to undo all this one. So this sales now is for sales of each of the items. So this Bush Somersault collection bookcase belongs to the subcategory bookcases and to the category furniture. This is the amount that is sold this particular item. The person ordered for 2 item, no discounts, then this is the profits. So if there's a discount, it's going to be stated there. And there's a profit, it's going to be stated there. So not all of them are profitable. You can see that this is a loss minus this. Understand? The other ones that this is a loss, this is also a loss. So these are that profit or loss. So that is the explanation of the table. So you need to understand the table very well before you start doing the analysis. Look at this particular from row 6 to like row 13 now. Sorry, row 12. You can see that it's just one person, Bosina Hoffman. So it means that this guy ordered 7 different products. But we are going to repeat every other thing the same thing. So what will be different is, so it's possible that the furniture, the categories are different or the same, the subcategories are different or the same, but the product name has to be different. All right, so the first product is Edon Expression Wood, whatever, is a furnishing. The second one is Newer 322, is an artwork, which is office supply. The third item is meter 520, which is a phone. The fourth item is a binder. The fifth item is appliance. The sixth item is a table, while the seventh item is a phone. So this is what this guy ordered just for placing one particular at a point in time. But we need to put everything, because even their information are different in terms of their sales, their quantity, whether there's a discount for them or not, and whether we make profit on them or not. So this is a very comprehensive data set, right? So now we want to do some analysis based on this data set, and this is a lot of information. So now there's something they call business requirements, right? So because this is going to be part and parcel of your projects, and if you want to give a recruiter, which is very important, because you must impress the recruiter. Why are we even going into any analysis? Why are we building any dashboard? Right? So there are a lot of reasons why we want to furnish the CEO some information about our business of like 4 years. So that business requirement must be well stated, based on the data set that you have. So, and again, if you struggle with it, you can ask ChatGPT to help you out. So before we go forward, why are we even doing all this analysis? That is what a recruiter will be interested in, because you are telling me a story about your data. So now I'm going to copy this thing now, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT. You understand? So you just engineer it in the way that you understand what you're talking about and you can get something there. So I'm just going to quickly do that. I won't engineer it too much, but you can engineer it very well yourself. So I will just say you are a professional data analyst with years of experience. Kindly list the business requirements for the data sets below. So don't forget, you just need to copy the column headers. You understand? Let me give him this. So I'm going to paste the column header that I copied. Paste as mentioned. So I'm going to hit on enter. So it is going to give us a lot of business requirement. Why will the company be interested in analyzing the data? The first one is that you want to analyze sales performance, which is extremely important. Understand the overall sales trend over time. By analyzing sales based on other dates, identify peak sales period and potential seasonality in sales. Extremely important reason why you want to do analysis. Evaluate shipping efficiency. So which shipping date, mode, access, efficiency, whatever. Customer segmentation based on demographic information as segment, country, blah, blah, blah. Product analysis, sales, discount, profit, etc. geographical analysis, country, state, city, profit analysis, other analysis. So there are a lot of information. There are probably more than it. That's what he was able to bring up for us because I did not engineer it very well, which I've sent a course on doing that because you are going to get more information if you do your prompt engineering very well. So there are a lot of things we can actually get from this data. So I will expect that okay, you can now put all of these inside like a text. The reason why we are doing data analysis, number one is that because we want to analyze sales performance over time. We want to understand the sales peak period. We want to look at we want to evaluate how efficient our shipping activity is all about. We want to do customer segmentation based on their demography, how much are they buying. We want to do product analysis. Which product is giving us the highest or the lowest? Which one has the highest profit margin or the lowest? We want to do okay, in what area or geography should we focus more on? Should we direct more of our resources to? Of course, there are going to be some geography, some states that we're having more sales than some others. We want to do profit analysis. Which of these, product category or subcategories are giving us the highest, profit so that we can know what to step down and what not to step down. Other analysis, we want to identify patterns, frequency, order size, all those things. There are way lots more than this. In fact, there's one that says that based on my previous one that you need to know the KPIs to track. Like we want to be tracking our sales, our profits, our orders, how many orders do we have, how many customers do we have, all those KPIs, right? So those are the things, reason why we want to do all these things. Because we want the business to survive and to make profit. Okay. So now if you look at this inside these Power BI report samples, there are a lot of things that are very common here. You understand? The number one thing that there's always a KPI at the top that you want to focus. So this is what I mean by KPIs, like this 241, 148, blah blah blah. Most data will require that you do a KPIs. So the standard is that you want to put all the KPIs on top. Okay. So if I click on another one now, let me look at other dashboards too. So look at them now. They involve numbers like total sales, total number of people that download, our PDF, total number of visitation on our website. What is the average order? What is the total customer that we have? All those kind of things based on the data that we have. So those are the KPIs that you must list, and they are always like this one now. The KPI there is just the sales value and cost of CDGS, maybe cost of goods sold or something. Understand? So look at this one now. We have a lot of sales total revenue, total whatever. Some of them, sometimes you can put it on top, while sometimes you can put it by the side, either left or right. But there's always a KPI that the executive wants to see. That's okay. How many sales have we done? What is our profits? All those bottom line. They don't joke with all those ones. Now, this is our environment now, where we are going to work on this something now. So I think last time I was able to show you different segment. This is the what is it called? The Power BI ribbon. So you have the super ribbon. So this is a report Canva. All those things I was showing you on Google, they build everything in similar case like this. This is the filter. So this is the visualization pane. And this is the data pane where you can ingest all kind of data into your Power BI desktop. Understand? So I'm going to open it up. So again, you can design this if you wanted. But me, I'm not very good in colors, so I just like to put it in white. However, if you want to do your own, just come to format or report page information, which is you can change this to like page 1, page 2, page whatever, and also add tooltip or Q&A. So canvas setting. So by default it is 16 by 9. Understand? 16 by width and 9 by length. You can change it here. So normally most time I always change it me. So the height here is 720. So I normally put 1000 on the height. But if you don't have any reason to change it, you can leave it. Because I know I'm going to do a lot of things there. And I'm going to put like 1400 here on the height. So I'm okay with this, settings. So there's a canvas background. So if you want to change the color, just come here, put the color, then transparency, reduce the transparency or increase the transparency. You understand? So, but I'm okay with the white colors. I'm going to leave that white. Then if you want an image or a background of anything, and I see people do this a lot, even at the corporate level. So you can put the background picture. You can just very nice background, a lot of nice background that you can put there. So you can browse it. You have downloaded it anyway inside your laptop. So, but I'm going to work on whites. So wallpaper and etc. So now the next thing is to bring data into our Power BI. So I'm going to click on Excel workbook. So you need to go and find where your data set is. So this is the folder that my data is. So I'm going to click on other data. Like I said, irrespective of where your data source is, it must be in a table, right? So, and you must have like access to it. You understand? So you must always click it by the side there to show that, okay, this should show that, okay, this is data that I want to use, because you can have as many sheets or table inside an Excel folder. Okay, so yes, this is that I'm using. So we now click on. So load means that you want to take it to Power BI desktop. No, last time I talked about Power BI desktop and Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor is that if you want to go and edit or transform or clean your data. But in this instance now, our data is kind of clean. We don't need anything to do it. So I'm going to click on load. So it's going to load all the data sets inside Power BI desktop here. So we have 9994. So all the things has been completely loaded. So you have this now. So these are all your columns now. So don't forget that you can have as many data sets inside here from different sources. Okay. So I will have done something similar to what we're about to do here. So this is one of the work I did for one MSc student in the UK. I think, okay, so something like this. So that's gotten from that data set. So we're able to do the KPIs, do total sales and profit by subcategory, total profit by category, sales trend, top customer, top 10 customer, sales and profit by top 10 states, the shipping mode, and we had a slicer. So although there are even way more things than this, but it depends on what is most important for your business. And you can have for like more than one page or dashboard for it. However, don't mind you, this is a report. Technically, it's not a dashboard, but most people use it for dashboard, but this is a report. You can only get dashboard once you have published your work to Power BI service. Okay? Yeah. So, but this is a single report page. So we are going to take a key from this. So of course, we need to do that total sales, total quantity, blah, 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 and all, and so on and so forth. Now let's go back to our Power BI. So I want to get my total sales, all those totals. So there are two ways to do that. So the easiest way, which I don't actually advise, is for you to just select, so like I said, we're going to put our KPIs here on top here, just like, what you have here too. Sales, quantity, profit, etc. So the easiest way is that we just select the sales and what you want to get. So don't mind you'll have know what and what you want to do or what I want you want to get. That's why I started by going to ChatGPT to getting what are the business requirements from these data sets. And just shown us what are things that we can get. So I want to get the KPI, the total sales, total quantity, total product, total all those whatever. So I'm going to select sales. So whatever it is that you want to get, there must be a particular column that you need to select to give you that thing. So if you want to get a total sales, definitely we must use the sales column, which is this guy here. So I'm going to select the sales column. So because it's a numeric variable, it can sum everything inside there. You understand? So Power BI will kind of automatically give us like a chart that if it feels that is the right one for us. So this is a clustered column chart. So you can see from here now, this is a clustered column chart. This one is selected. cluster column chart, but we need a card visual chart because we are only dealing with just one single value, a KPI, which is a total sales. So I'm going to select card visual here. So you can see that it says that $2.3 million. Okay, that's the total sale for the 4 period of years. So you cannot drag and drop, you can move it anywhere. So I'm going to drag it here. Then there's something here called the table view. So if you click on the table view, just like you are looking at the data in like an Excel-like format. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put currency for all this. So a lot of people struggle with this. So just know that you can put any currency that you want in a particular column that has to do with a numeric variable, a number variable. Of course, sales are numbers. So you can come here. Once you select the column, so to align the column to, so you can come here on this drop down and select any kind of currency that you want. All currencies of this world are there, including Nigeria on. You can say this is Yoruba Nigeria. You understand? There's even I do Nigeria. I don't know why they do it like that. So, but the data set is originally in dollars. So we're going to select dollars here. So I'm going to click on dollars for sales. So everything accept. Quantity is not in dollar. Discount definitely is in dollars. So I'm going to select. You need to select the column first and click on the dollar sign. Everything turns to good dollar. Profit too, of course, is in dollars. You understand? So if I go back now, you will see that these are changed to dollars because we are giving him a currency. So this is total sales. So this is like a simple way of getting your numeric variable for card visual, your KPI, total quantity, total profit, total discount, total customers, all those kind of things. You understand? However, a better way to do that is to create a measure for it. You understand? So although some people think that it is kind of difficult and tough, but I don't think so. So there's a lot of advantage in doing that than just clicking on this one. So what we are going to do is that we are going to select. So before we go there, there's something they call DAX. You will later be hearing about it a lot of time. DAX means data analysis expression. You understand? That's like probably the most technical part of Power BI that people run away from. However, with co-pilots now, you don't need to worry about too much DAX. So there can be a lot of DAX that can have like formula of like probably 10 or even 15, 20 lines. You understand? So the basics one are the one that we're going to look at now, which is mostly what you're going to be doing at. So we want to get our total sales. Don't forget it's also a total sales anyway. We just drag the sales and we change it to card visual. So we want to get our total sale by using a DAX function. So there are different kind of DAX. So the one that we're going to look at is measure and calculated column. So it's not hard. Forget about the name. It's just the normal thing that you do in Excel, but at a little advanced level. Okay. So I want to get my total sales now. So I need a DAX measure, which is a measure to do that. So you need to click on your other data table or your table that you are using, which is the other data. So there's also a 3 ellipses by the side. You can see more options. So you click on it, then click on new measure. So those things I mentioned are new measure and new column. So we're going to try new measure first. So new measure will open up a new calculation for us. Yeah, you can see. So you need to first define it. Okay, what's the measure name? Because this is going to be added to our overall data sets. You understand? So I need to first rename this data set as total sales. You get? I'm going to say total sales because that's actually what we want to get. We want to get total sales for the 4 period of years. I mean, you are familiar with Excel, so this is not going to be hard at all for you. Just say total sales equals to sum. So sum is a function here. So Power BI has like thousands of functions and they're still updating it. Excel has less than 500 as of my last count, which is, I know you can't more than 500, but Power BI has a lot of them, depending on what you want to do. Some of them, I myself have not, probably more than I have not used at all, to be frank, because there haven't been a reason for me to do that. So I'm going to say sum. So what am I summing? So I'm summing my sales column. So you can see that this is telling us other data category, other data. So this is your table, and those things that in anchor bracket, that are the columns. So the reason is that I can have another table inside here and the same column I want to use. Like I have another table called customer. Then inside customer, I will now have sales. So that I won't be confused about which sales I'm using. So that's why it's bringing up the the sum function, the table where I'm going to pick the sum. So it's on under the, but thank God we have only one table here, which is other data. So just scroll down and select the column that you want to sum everything up, which is sales. So I'm going to select sales, then I'm going to close my bracket. So I'm done. I'm going to click on enter. So mind you, the first thing I want to do is that create new measure, give the measure a name, which is total sales, call out the function, then sum the column from a particular table, which is other data, and this is the column. So I'm going to click enter. So we have automatically gotten our total sales. So now, if I scroll down now, you have seen it has been added to our table, total sales. Yeah. So what I just need to do is just to select this guy. Then I want to also make sure that it has what's it called? So I'm going to select total sales. So you can see that it gives us a column, a costa column tag. So I'm going to change it to card. So whatever Power BI gives to you, so you have the liberty to change it to the one that you feel is the right visual, which is card visual. So you can see that it's the same thing, 2.30. Right? So now you will ask, why would I want to go to the steps of go and be writing formula and function? Okay, so this is why. So with time, you likely become a Power BI developer, which is another big role now, but it's not very prominent in Nigeria, whereby you are just designing insight and analytics for a lot of companies. You just want them to consume your dashboard, your information, and all of that. So you don't want them to have unnecessary access to changing of all these things. So like this one now, the one that we do, which is just to drag total set inside here, anybody can come here and change it to another thing entirely, another statistical calculation. Like I can come here and I can say, okay, I want to change to average. So that's 229 point something. I can come here and change it to like counts, 994, etc. Right? But with this guy now, which is a measure that we have defined, there's no way anybody can come here and change it to it. It should not even appear like the way this one appears. You understand? Which is changing to any kind of statistical calculation. So in a way, this is a better way to get your KPI, which is by using your measure than just dragging and dropping the column. It should also show that you're a professional and you know what you are doing. Right. So I'm going to remove this one. Though this is the sum, it's the same thing, but it's better that you use this guy than this method. So I'm going to remove this guy. So I'm going to be left with this. Now, with this, because I also want to get some other KPI, I need to format this. This is a card visual. Each of your visual has their own formatting. So what I want to do is that I want to reduce this text, the size, and even this guy. So I need to select it. Don't forget, you need to select it first. So now I want to format because I have other things that I want to do, like total quantity, all those things. So I want to format this place so that I can replicate them. I always tell my students, if other people are using 5 hours to do something, it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. You understand? So if I have said that I want to like probably do like total whatever. So if I select like let's say total quantity now, so I need to go and format it all over again, change the visualization, do the formatting and all of that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to format one of them, then I'm going to duplicate, then I'm going to change everything. So I've selected the particular visual that I have, which is total sales. So I need to format it. So I'm going to format your visual, call out value. This is the call out value. This $2.3 million is the call out value. So if you want to put it in, let's say you want like maybe 2 decimal, After that, you can increase it to like 2. You can see 2.30 million or whatever it is that you want to do, but I think it's good to be in one. So I want to reduce the size, which is like I want to make it at 40. Yeah, 40 is enough. But you can give it any night, depending on what other things you want to put there. Then it's not good to be bold, so let me unbold it. So if you can change the color if you want, but I think I prefer it to be black. Value after decimal, display unit. You want it to display in thousands, you can put it in thousands, but it doesn't make sense. So let's put it in auto. Auto will determine the right unit that it should be. So category label is the total set behind it. So I'm going to come, I want to make it, bigger. So I'm going to increase the font size. Then I'm going to make it bold. Then I want to change the color from this ash color to something like this. Yes, so I have the total set. So now because my Canva, the background of my Canva, everything here is white, and my visual background also white. So however, you can also change your visual. Now these are all preferences, but they should not override the primary into which is to pass information across all the stakeholders. So now I'm going to come here now. I'm going to come to general. So this is, I'm going to come to effect. So if you want to change the background of this visual, so you can come under effects, you can see the background here. If you want to change, let's say you want to change to blue now, you can see. But so I don't think I need that. So let me just put it in white. So, but I need to put the visual border and probably add a shadow to it so that it should be differentiated from the Canva background. So you can see now I have something like this. So I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Uh-huh. So I have something like this. So what I'm not going to do is that I'm going to duplicate this, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, depending on how much I need it. I also need to ensure that everything is the same size, shape, and whatever. You understand? So it is not left for me to now be dragging. Okay, let's say I want to, if I want to know the total quantity that we have sold over the period of time, I'll just drag my quantity inside the field here, 37.9K. So the total discount, if I'm interested in the discounts, I'm just going to drag the total discount. And you can also create a measure for this too, if you wanted. I've shown you how to do that. So I'm just going to click like a discount. So if all you have done like 1.6, thousand discounts over the years, then so now, so there's another thing again that we also want to do. So you can look at this data set now from the table B now. So we want to add another, we want to know, okay, what is the cost of what you have done? So we know that we have the total sales, total profit, discount. What about the costs? So we want to create another column here and call it costs. And what we want to do is that we want to do that sales minus profits give us the results here for all the almost 10,000 rows. That's what we want to do. For instance, 77.88 minus 3.89 give us the results here for everything. So that is when we are now going to use the calculated column. So this is extremely important. So in some of the exams, you are doing the Power BI data analysis exam, they will ask you what is the difference between calculated measure and calculated column. So you need to know the difference, okay? So I'm going to come here. So I'm going to click on this ellipsis. So instead of measure, I'm going to click on column, new column. So column is on a row by row calculation. So you are doing everything on a row by row basis, right? So I'm going to come here. The first thing I'm going to do is to name the column name, which is cost. Then how am I going to get my cost? I'm going to get my cost by using the sales. Just type sales. It will come out from all the table that has been there. Sales. You can see other data sales. This is the measure that we created, right?
Yes.
Minus, just type the next one, which is profits. You understand? To come out. So then click on enter. And that's it. You have your cost column for all the rows. So if you go back to the table view now, you will see that we have a new column called costs. You can see all of them now. Although you can do this in Excel too, but I mean, what if the data is not coming from Excel? What is coming from the web or whatever? So that's how to get the cost. So now we can ask, okay, we want to get our total cost. So we can now use a measure to do that, which is come here, new measure, because we now have a column called cost. So just say total cost, then we now say sum all of the total cost column. Sum. Then click on the cost, which is, you can see that that's already been added to the data set. Then you close the bracket. Then you click on enter. So you now have your total cost as a measure, which is below. You can see it didn't I type the total cost correctly or was. So you can also rename any
You only type total.
total, be okay. I didn't know. Although you can also rename here also anyway. You can just come here and rename. So total costs. Yeah. So yeah, total cost. So now, because I've duplicated them, I'll just select this one that I want to use, and I'll drag my total cost inside the field. So that's my total cost 2.0M. So you can just double click this to get the measure 2 or the column 2. So I can now add the so you can also do the formatting here, the name, you can rename it here, and you can add the currency here. So I'm going to add the total cost. So it actually makes sense now because okay, so we have not even gotten to it. So now, once you have not gotten your cost and sales, you can even perform a measure by measure operation. I mean, so we can now even say our total sales minus our total cost to get our total profits. Or you can just say new measure total profit is equal to sum of all the profit column, because we already have a column called profits. But the point I want to make here is that you can perform an operation based on just two measures that you have created, because they have now been part and parcel of your data sets. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
let me just paste this one again. So I have 2.30. So now what we want to do is to get our our total profits here. So you can now come here now. Don't forget, these are our, you can see these are our measures. They have an icon that looks like calculator. Once you create any new measure, why the calculated column looks something like, I don't even know what, but this is the icon for a calculated column. So they can give you this column and tell you, is this a column, a calculated column, or a measure? So you need to be able to differentiate what a column is and what the measure is. Okay, so now I'm going to come here, click on the three ellipses, new measure. So now I'm going to say, I like everything, then type your total profits. So you just call out the measure that you have created, which is sales, total sales. So as you type sales now, it will come as I can see now. This is the new measure. Then minus, excuse me, cost, which is a measure also, you can see. Once you just type it. So all the measure you created, they'll be part and parcel of your data set. So we are good. I'm just going to type enter. So this is easier than just say some profit, blah, blah, blah. So I have my total profit here now. So I'm going to select this container and drag my total profit inside the field. So you can see it's 286.4, which actually makes sense. $2.3 million minus 2.0, we actually give us 286 thousand. So this is auto for this unit. But you can, don't forget, you can also put it in millions if you wanted. Of course, it makes sense. This value is not up to a million, right? So if you put it in million, it will be 0.3. I mean, 2.3 sales, 2.0 cost. Of course, the profit will be 0.3. You understand? I think so. I think it's not bad if you put it in this value. Okay. So another thing you can also do in terms of KPI monitoring. So all these things are important. Another thing you can also do is okay, how many customers have we even sold to? How many customers have even come to purchase our orders? Because these are the things that the executive asks from us. These are the things that, because I've managed an e-commerce before, these are the information that we always provide to the executive, because they always ask, and it's a valid business question. So how many customers have we had over the 4 years that we have been into business? So to do that, you create a new measure again. This time around, you are not using the sum again, but rather, so let's say total customers. So now, how do you get our total customers?
Customer ID.
Yes, customer ID. Perfect. You can see the thought process now. So that's part of the thinking that we are talking about, the soft skills, creative thinking. So customer ID is going to give, because each and every customer have a unique ID, even though their name is the same thing, or their city or address is the same thing, their ID will never be the same. So we are going to say, so now, what functions are we going to use? Is it the count function or a distinct count function?
Count function.
No, sir. If you use a count function, it will repeat each and every one of those. So if a customer purchase like 5 times in a day, it will repeat all of them.
Okay.
So you need to be very careful with the function that you use. So let's say let's say I agree with you now, and I use count function. Then I select my customer ID. Then I click on enter. So I have my customer ID now, total customer now. So if I select it now and I click card vision now, you can see that the total is 9994, which is just the total of all the rows, which doesn't make sense. You can't have 99 customer because I mean, we have some customers that purchase more than once. Like, of course, like this guy now, this was not off my man. He just treat them as 7 customers, whereas it's just 1 customer.
Okay.
You understand? So we are going to use a distinct count. So you must know the kind of function you want to use at any point in time. So these are the things that they will ask you in interviews or even in certification examination. You understand? So you are going to use a distinct count. So I'm going to select the total customers. So I'm going to say, I'm going to clear all this. I'm going to clear the counts. So you just type distinct counts. Then click on enter. Understand? So I'm going to paste again so I can have the value. I don't want to do the formatting. Then I will now drag my total customer inside the field. So during that period of 4 years, we have 793 customers. How many orders have we serviced over that period of time? How many orders have we serviced? And how do we get the order? What column are we going to select to get that orders that we have serviced?
I say order ID.
Yes, order ID. So new measure. So I'm going to say total orders. So is it count or distinct count?
Distinct count.
Yes, distinct count. Thank you, sir. Distinct count. Then order ID. Then close your brackets. Then click on enter. So that's how we're going to get our order ID. So we have our order ID, total orders here. So I don't think I need a quantity like that, but that's how we get quantity anyway. So let me drag it on quantity. So total orders is more important than the quantity. So we have serviced a total of 5,000 orders in the last 4 years. So on average, that means we are doing like maybe 1,200 orders every year. You understand? So you can just, if you want to get average order per year, just say total orders divided by 4. You get your this thing. So now what I'm going to do is, okay, what is the average order per customer? which is just to say total orders divided by total customers. That is just simple as that. So I'm just going to come here, new measure. So average order by customer, average, let's just say average order by customer. Let me just short it this way. So it should now be your total orders. So you just type your total orders to come outside. All the totals to come outside. Total orders divided by total customers. As I'm tapping it, it will come outside. Enter. Okay. So thing down all this inside big. So I'm just gonna so the average order is on top here. So I'm just going to drag it inside here. So on average, at least each of them have placed 6 orders during that period of time. You understand? So you can kind of resize it. So if this if these are the major thing, so I think we are good now.